Hi all. So in this video, I'll be explaining about the rubric for 4 assignments in which each of them will be having 25% of weightage. 4 assignments, so it will be accumulation of 100%. So in the first week topic about language at workplace, there are 2 subtopics in it in which they are 1. Formal and informal email. 2. How do you manage a social media presence? At the end of this slide, at slide 24, you'll be able to see the assignment question. It says, discuss in groups. So form a group or a team of 5 people and answer to this question. What was the mistake done in each case? The case here refers to the email and also the social media. And this question is followed by a question, how could it have been avoided? So my expectation on your assignment is to answer both. You have to give an example, what kind of mistake that is done in email and what kind of mistake that is done in the presence of social media, and how do you mitigate the both problem. So I'll be expecting maybe 5 to 6 answers from you, in which email you give 1 example and maybe 2 ways to avoid it, or maybe you give 2 examples and 1 way to avoid it, or not or, it should be an and. And the second part on social media, give 1 mistake with 2 examples of the mitigation way, how to overcome it, how to avoid it from happening, and or you can do 2 different kind of mistake with 1 way to avoid it. It can be vice versa. So as long as in email you have 3 answers and in social media you have 3 answers, total there will be 6. Okay, getting back to our rubric, there are 5 sections in which it is 5 marks allocated to it. So for the category of organization, if I find that you have fulfilled the criteria of the type of presentation is appropriate for the topic and audience, the information is presented in a logical sequence, presentation appropriately cites requisite number of references, then you'll be having 5 marks. Otherwise, if you fulfill only 2, you'll be getting around 3. Or if you fulfill 1, you'll be getting around 1.5. My calculation is, if there are 3 criteria and in 1 single section and it's 5 marks, I'll take 5 divided by 3. So each one that you score, each criteria that you score is about 1.5 marks. Okay. For the second part, content 1. If the content that you have scored this criteria of introduction is attention getting, lays out the problem well and establishes a framework for the rest of the presentation, as well as technical terms are well defined in language appropriate for the target audience, then you score full marks of 5. Otherwise, I'll take 5 divided by 2 criteria. You score 1 criteria, I'll give you 2.5 marks. So the accumulation at the end, the X over here, if it's like 18.7, I'll round it up. Anything exceed 0.5, it will be 19. But if you get 18.3, then I'll give you 18. Okay, so the second content, presentation contains accurate information. Materials included is relevant to the overall message and purpose. These 2, each is 2.5. This is also 2.5. And finally, on the presentation, speaker maintains good eye contact with the audience and is appropriately animated. Okay, previously we have physical class where we can scroll our eyes everywhere to make sure that we engage with people and people do understand what we are heading to, what we are presenting. But over here, during your presentation, either via live, which means on the day you do it, or you can pre-record it and play it on the day of our lecture, on our presentation day. So either way is fine for me. Make sure that the voice that you recorded is loud enough and clear enough. You have good language skills and good pronunciation. Visual aid is should be good also, but not too much, because if you over animate it, when we are playing a video over video means that you have a pre-recorded video and then we are playing over like Microsoft Teams or Microsoft or maybe WebEx or something like that, or Skype. So it's video over video, so the bandwidth will be very heavy, and for 30 people who are engaging our online class via 30 different nodes. Nodes means different hardwares, so that will be rather heavy. So to clear this, you can animate your thing, but minimally, not too much. Just give more visual aid, as in maybe one sentence, but you explain more, or things that are clear and straightforward. Without people need further thinking, people would understand at least which direction that you're heading to. So that's the rubric. One more thing that I would like to highlight over here is the organization. Under the organization of the document, presentation appropriately cites requisite number of references. When it says number of references, I'll expect you cite about 10 papers and not more than 5 years. So now it's 2021. Maybe you start with 2017, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 5 years, not more than 5 years. And the citation must be from appropriate article or journal, not like from website. So that's all. I think if you have any further question on our lecture day itself, we can point it out and then we can solve the problem. So that is the first assignment. You can start to get ready, because next class, the second half of it, we will proceed to the presentation. Thank you.